Hey everybody, Captain Algebra here. And a few weeks ago was Mo Game Con in St. Louis, Missouri. And I went for, I don't know how many times I've been there, but it was a great time as usual. So I'm here to talk about my experience and my pickups. First of all, we rented an Airbnb again. This time we had Tom and Lacey of Do You Nerd, Fresh and Mary from Co-ople of Nerds, 8-Bit Glitch 79, and Peter from Waves and Games, and myself. So obviously there was a smaller group than normal, but it was a great time as usual. We played board and card games. We played video games. We this time, instead of doing the White Castle Challenge, because there wasn't enough of us, we all just kind of went to the grocery store, got a few things, and we just shared it with everybody, and it worked out really well. So we saved a little bit of money there rather than going out to eat a lot. And it was a great time. It's always fun to hang out with these people. Some of the card games we played were fantastic. I don't remember the name of them. But one of them, you kind of had to figure out who were the good guys and who were the bad guys. That was kind of fun. Then there was a game that was like apples to apples, but with text messages. That was hilarious. And then there was a game where an image would be put down between you and two players, and you had to say another word that started with the letter that the picture started with as well. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed all those. And then for video games, we played mostly Mario Golf Toadstool Tour on the GameCube, I think. We did like a whole 18 holes with 4 of us. That was awesome. Played a little Smash. Peter played a little Beetle Adventure Racing. 8-Bit was playing some Switch. It was just a good time. So it was awesome. We're going to start with the gifts that I received. So first things first, I did meet a couple people there that I've obviously met before. First, we had 60 Minute Gamer, and he did give me a couple stickers. He's a good guy. I run into him at Midwest Gaming Classic every year. Now he's been coming to Mo Game Con for a couple years, and always good to talk to him a little bit. And then finally got to meet Mondane Designs. So we gave a sticker. I got some buttons as well that are currently on my backpack. That's why I don't have them here, but very cool to finally meet him. I originally met him through Retro Rivals, and he made the trip all the way from Alabama, so very cool to meeting him. And then for the people at the Airbnb, Co-ople of Nerds did have a coaster, which is over there, and then got another button from them. Maybe stickers? I can't remember. I don't have everything here, so thank you to them. Sean, 8-Bit Glitch 79, brought us some dust sleeves again, so that's great. Could always use more dust sleeves for the NES. Also with Sean, he gave me Grave Danger on the Switch. So this is very much kind of like Lost Vikings on the Sega Genesis, maybe on the Super Nintendo too. Basically you got these 3 characters. You've got Dante the Cowboy, Malice the Grim Reaper, and Elliot the Wizard, and they all have different abilities that you have to kind of switch between them and puzzle your way through each stage. He had an extra copy of this, and I said I would take it, as it looked pretty cool. I have to give him something for it at some point. I was going to see if I had any can't talk. I was going to see if I had any NES doubles in my collection, which I don't think I do, that he needs. So I'll just have to send him some money his way. But that was awesome. Thank you, Sean. Then from Tom and Lacey, they got us all gifts, all very well wrapped, all with funny kind of names on them. And because I'm going for the complete Sega Genesis collection, they got me Slaughter Sport. I'll be honest, I don't even know every game on the Genesis, so I didn't even know this game existed, but it looks awesome. It is a one-on-one fighting game, and you challenge people into death and dismemberment, which sounds awesome. I love the cover art. It's very cool. Looking forward to getting into that one more. And then last but not least, the gifts. We've got Waves and Games. First of all, he made these awesome stickers called the Mo Game Con 7, which had images of all of us. You can probably figure out who's who. Very cool. Such an awesome sticker. He's done that in the past, I think. I don't see it over here. Oh, it might have fallen down. There it is. Yep. So Mo Game Con 2022. He did a similar thing with all our faces, which was really cool. So awesome to get that sticker. And then the last thing from Peter. So if you didn't know, Peter does make some rugs. He sold a Sly Cooper rug last year and traded it towards, I think, an Animal Crossing Switch. Well, he made me a Donkey Kong rug, which is super awesome. I love this thing because I'm a big Donkey Kong fan. Him and I love the Donkey Kong Country series. So that'll be laying down in the game room. I just got to figure out a spot for it. And hoping the cats don't puke on it, because they like to puke sometimes or have hairballs, you know, the cat things. So thank you so much to everybody for the gifts. And it was awesome hanging out with all you guys at the Airbnb again. It was fantastic. Finally meeting Mondane. And obviously seeing 60 Minute Gamer. And then we also ran into Game Beaters, Chum Nasty, Show Me Retro Pat was there. Retro Mikey was not there this year. If I'm missing somebody, I apologize. I feel like a terrible person. But you run into so many people, sometimes you just forget. Plus, it's been a few weeks, because I was just in San Diego for a week, and I should have recorded this before I left. All right, so why don't we get to the pickups? We are going to save the Genesis for last, so I'm going to shift those out of the way. First game on the list was from the PlayStation 1, and we've got Star Wars Demolition. So this is actually from the creators of Vigilante 8 and Vigilante 8 2, and it's basically those games, but Star Wars. So you get to drive or use different characters, like Boba Fett. You can drive the Snowspeeder, Battle Tank, ATST, Pod Racers, Land Speeder, Rancors, and it's like a vehicular combat game. I've only briefly played it, but I love Star Wars, and it's one of the Star Wars games I didn't have yet on the collection, so I had to grab that. So I'm looking forward to playing that more. Who knows, maybe I'll even stream it. A little parched. Next, we've got an NES game, and that is Crystalis. So this is, I believe, an action RPG, action-adventure game that I've always heard really good things about. And I keep forgetting to look for it when I go game hunting. And finally, I remember to look for it and got it for a pretty good price. So really excited to play that. Maybe this will be another game I stream at some point. But I've heard nothing but good things about Crystalis. It's been on my list probably ever since I started collecting. And finally got it in the collection. Next, we got a few PS2 games. First of all, we've got Rock Band Track Pack Volume 1. So I am trying to get all the Rock Band and Guitar Hero games on PS2. Maybe at some point I'll get them for the other consoles, but I only have the guitars for PlayStation 2 right now, so that's what we're going for. So needed that. There's only a couple Rock Bands left I need. I believe I need Rock Band Track Pack Volume 2 and Rock Band Metal, but maybe Metal's Guitar Hero. I can't remember, but getting pretty close to having all the Rock Band games. And then, along those same lines, we do have Guitar Hero Van Halen. Both those games I've already played through. These have been fantastic. Both had very good soundtracks. I probably like the Van Halen soundtrack a little bit more. And playing them back to back, I think I do like Guitar Hero's aesthetics a little bit more. I feel like it's a little bit easier to tell when it's going to be like hammer-ons or pull-offs, or when it's going to be things that you can just finger instead of having to strum. So I think I like it a little bit more. Both were a lot of fun. I did see Metallica there, but Metallica's a little bit more pricey than this one, and I didn't love the way the disc looked. And I think I also need Guitar Hero Smash Hits, and I need Guitar Hero 5. That might be all the ones I still need for the Guitar Hero series, but that one's a great one. And the last PS2 game was, if you watched Do Nerds VGM Mo GameCon Edition, you saw that I already picked this up, and that is Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. So I grabbed this because it was a Cartridge Club Game of the Month for July. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to play it, but I've heard this version fixes what's wrong with the original Devil May Cry 3. So to trade up for it, so basically it cost me nothing because I got that Cinderella GBA game, traded up for Pac-Man Pinball, traded that for Ask Dianix, and then Ask Dianix for this. So it's basically a free game. And looking forward to playing this. This is, I believe, storyline-wise, it's the first game in the series. But I will play them in order. I'll start with 1 and then 2, and then I'll play this. But looking forward to that for sure. And the last PS2 game I picked up, which I almost forgot about, is Beyond Good and Evil. This is another former Cartridge Club Game of the Month that I've been wanting to play ever since I heard the podcast. And I finally grabbed it. I know J-Chip played it recently, and he really enjoyed it. Basically, there's a government conspiracy, and you're out to expose the truth. I've played it for about half an hour so far. I've liked it so far, and I'm looking forward to playing that all the way through. Next, we got a couple Xbox 360 games. First one is Singularity. So this is a first-person shooter, very similar, I would say, to kind of the BioShock games. And I grabbed this because last year when I did my, Game of the Year video where I invite people onto the channel to talk about theirs, a Bargain Bin Hobo talked about Singularity, and it looked really cool. So I figured I would grab it and give it a chance. So hoping to play through that one this year as well. And then the other Xbox 360 game is one I've been looking for a long time, and it is Nier. This is another former Cartridge Club Game of the Month that I heard the podcast. I'm like, that game sounds awesome, but I could never find this. And yes, I could have went on eBay and spent $20-25 to get it, but I'm glad I waited because this was much cheaper than that, and it is in fantastic condition. This, I believe, has multiple endings. It's got upgradable weapons. It's got magic spells. It looks awesome, and I cannot wait to play through this game. All right, and now for the part you guys have all been waiting for, the Genesis pickups. So, actually got quite a few, more than I thought I was going to. We're going to actually start with one that I picked up after MoGameCon that we had come into my game store, and I put it for hold because it wasn't ready to come out quite yet. And it was actually going to come out while I was at MoGameCon, and I didn't want anybody to buy it. So, we got Galahad. This is from Psygnosis. It's an action platformer. If you played a Psygnosis game, you know what they look like, what they play like. They're all about the same. But they've been pretty tough, the ones I played. I guess there's 21 levels. And it looks fantastic, and I'm looking forward to get into that a little bit more. All right, the rest are all from MoGameCon that I picked up. So, let's see. The first batch, actually I should probably do it like this. Probably do it like that. I think that's how I did it. The first batch was at a booth that was doing 20% off sticker price, and then at the end, he actually went all the way down to 30% off, which is why I got one of these games on it. I don't remember which. Oh, I think it was at that one. I really don't remember the order I got these in, but yeah, we'll figure it out. It doesn't really matter. But first of all, we got Battle Squadron. So this is a shoot 'em up, and it is super fun. Looks awesome. It is very difficult, but I really enjoyed the little bit I played. It is also 2-player, which is going to be fantastic. He gave me even better deal because it's a little bit worn at the top, which honestly doesn't make a difference because it's in the plastic case. I was like, heck yeah, I will definitely do that. So looking forward to playing more Battle Squadron. Then I also grabbed Crackdown. So this, it almost looks like it's a top-down view, and you have to set off bombs in key locations to blow stuff up. It's really fun. It's got 2-player mode, which could be cool. I've gotten quite a few of these like Sage's creation games lately, and all of them have been good. So I'm looking forward to playing that a little bit more. Then I did grab Rolling Thunder 2. So there's a few Rolling Thunder games on the Genesis. This is the first one I have. First experience with Rolling Thunder is the Tenjin Kart on the NES. And it's kind of like an action platformer game. So you go around shooting these enemies. You can jump into doors to get ammo. Don't remember if you can save people from there. I don't quite remember. But it's like 2 hits and you're dead. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to playing that. And the last one I got, I believe was the last game I picked up from this guy, and this might have been the 30% off. It was either this or Rolling Thunder 2. I can't remember. But I ended up grabbing the Ooze. So, if you've been following the channel, you know that I had this loose, and I was all ready to stream it a few months ago for Genesis A to Z, and my cart would not work. So, I'm glad to get it CIB. You get to play as this puddle of ooze, and you need to kind of snake your way through levels, avoiding getting hit or getting hurt, and must take revenge against the company that turned you into this pile of ooze. So, very cool and interesting game. I've heard it's tough, but I'm excited to finally play it. All right, and these last 3 were from a guy who I was kind of looking at some stuff behind him and asked if he had any other Genesis games, and all of a sudden he's just bringing all these Genesis games on the table, and they're all heavy hitters. And I was super pumped to pick up some of these. I'm going to make you wait a little bit longer as I take another sip of water. All right, first one we got is Batman: Revenge of the Joker. This is one that has looked really cool for a while, but it is a little bit pricier of a game. And by bundling it with these other two games, I got a very, very good deal. It's Sunsoft, it's Batman. It's probably going to be a pretty good game. I have not really played it much yet, but I'm super pumped to have this in the collection and looking forward to streaming this when I do get back to the bees for Genesis A to Z. Next, completed a subset on the Genesis. We've got Splatterhouse 2. So I believe last year MoGameCon I picked up Splatterhouse 3. Or maybe it was Midwest Gaming Classic, I can't remember, and I still needed Splatterhouse 2. So I got this for a very good deal. What's funny though, I was just looking at a copy of this at another booth. It's called Filthy Game Room, which he's got a lot of good stuff, but his prices are really weird. He had this game for $275, but it was kind of all beat up. This, was $200 and in fantastic condition. So I'm glad I got this copy. And plus I was able to bundle. But the Splatterhouse games are awesome. I've played through Splatterhouse and the TurboGrafx. It is such a good time. I'm really looking forward to getting to the 2 and 3 on the Genesis. And I really want to play the 360/PS3 version. I've had that for a while and haven't played that yet. And the last pickup of MoGameCon 2025, and the one I was most excited for. And no, it's not Musha. I had a chance to get Musha, but if I got Musha, it basically would have been like 3 Genesis games and then Musha, and that would have been it, because it was going to take the rest of my money. It was for a good price. I could have done it, but I figured I'll wait a little bit longer. But I did grab another heavy hitter. That was actually on my way down to MoGameCon. I was thinking of, I was like, I want to get one big heavy hitter on the Genesis, and this is the game I wanted to get. So I'm super glad to get it, and that is Sparkster. So this is the sequel to Rocket Knight Adventures, which is a fantastic game. I've had that since childhood. I absolutely love that game. And I've always wanted to play Sparkster. This does have the Konami case, which is super cool. The tab is broken on all these, but I don't care about these tabs. They don't matter. But it just kind of seems like a just an upgraded Rocket Knight Adventures. I'm looking forward to playing through that because, like I said, I love Rocket Knight. And this is super cool. You play as a Sparkster, who is a Rocket Knight. And I don't remember if you have to fight the same enemies as before. Did they come back? Or is it a new set of enemies? I really can't remember. Axel Gear. So we have to fight Axel Gear. The Rocket Knight gone bad. I believe Axel Gear was in the first Rocket Knight Adventures. But anyways, it's a great game. Really pumped to get it. So there you go. There's all my pickups. So now, for the Genesis total, we are sitting at 532 Genesis games. Super cool. We're made a lot of good progress. You know, for getting some of these expensive games, I still bought more. I got more than I thought it would. Obviously, it helped that Tom and Lacey got me that Slaughter Sport, and I was able to grab that Galahad from my work. But we're doing well. Probably won't hit 350 by the end of the year. Or sorry, 550 by the end of the year. That'd be super cool, but I mean, that's another 18 games, and a lot of the games I've left are pricey. So we'll see. You never know. But yeah, super pumped to finally get those. And MoGameCon was fantastic. Definitely missed the usual crew that's there. Gaming Off the Grid, Chris Pico, Dan Brosman. They're always there. They didn't make it this year. We missed you guys, but still had a ton of fun with everybody. And I look forward to next year and seeing you guys all again. So let me know what your guys' favorite pickup of MoGameCon 2025 was. And until next time, this is Captain Algebra, signing off.